Do you want to have fun with a cliche, run-of-the-mill slasher movie, or do you want to critique it? These are the questions that need answering. Tonight, The Legend of Mary Hatchet. A violent, sexually fueled cheese fest that has about as much originality as most of the Friday the 13th movies. Oh shit. Welcome to day 4 of my Scare Show 3, titled Brash Bodies, because periods are loud. Let us begin. The plot. In 1978, a young Mary Matak experiences menstrual psychosis, which is a cool idea, even though it doesn't make too much sense. I'll explain why later. After her little accident, she slaughters her parents, and about as abruptly as the movie showcases, she's institutionalized. In 1989, she is raped by a night watchman, and 9 months later, she supposedly has a complication with her pregnancy, and the infant is said to have not survived. That same year, she goes on a fucking killing spree and slaughters the orderlies from the hospital, until her massacre is brought to an end by several bullet wounds. All this is covered in about 10 to 15 minutes, because speed. In 2008, a group of friends antagonized the now-named Mary Hatchet with a Ouija board, and not only stir things up and wake the dead, but there are secrets among the group as well. It is a long and tragic story that leads into the typical slasher formula with a large and positively bloody body count. The killer herself could have been done out to be totally unintimidating. However, with the sneak attacks and blunt force, it doesn't feel too far-fetched. The menstrual psychosis would have been a great plot point if it had not been for the fact that in reality the type of villainess she has isn't permanent, from what I've read. It's also normally brought about by a postpartum psychosis, which has to do with a moody mental state, and by the looks of her loving parents, nice house, room, and toys, she shouldn't be moody. I'd understand if she was depressed, but being a bitch to others really has no excuse unless justifiable, or with a reasonable and rational reasoning behind it. I would not be so nitpicky if this plot point didn't have to do with the killer's motives, but I guess I'm just critiquing the movie too much. Let us have some fun with it. The gore. There's a lot, and I do mean a lot of practical gore effects in this flick. Tons of gory decapitations, greasily severed limbs, and bloody stabbings. The kills for me, and I bet everyone else, are the highlight in this movie. Besides Bill Moseley, Danielle Harris, and a weird but interesting plot. The musical score, the main theme is generic, but it works for the kind of movie this is. I do love that they had "Do You Wanna Party?" by 45 Grave on the soundtrack. It's your basic slice and dice, with a cool backstory that is so much clever and funny characters. Even though I didn't get attached to anyone, not even our two leads, I still had fun watching it. I just wished that the title character used a hatchet more often. Overall, I give Blood Night, The Legend of Mary Hatchet, a 3 out of 5. The suspension of disbelief can lead to accepting of entertainment. Lion Brian Gatto, host of Horror Show Movie Reviews. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description below and to leave comments and subscribe.